All right, thank you all so much for tuning into another video. If you all like the information that I've provided to you guys in the past, or if you do find that I'm providing you guys with any benefit during this video, all I ask is that you all like this video and also subscribe. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. So, today I'm going to be showing you guys on Propstream how to actually find vacant properties, and I'll also include some additional layers of distress and motivation. So you may ask yourself, why are you looking for vacant properties? So we're specifically going to be looking for what's called an absentee owner vacant property, and the absentee owner is basically someone that owns the property, but they do not live in the property. But we're including the fact that the property is vacant, right? So there, it's a rental property that they have, or whatever the situation is, but it's a vacant property. And if the house is just sitting, they're not making money, right? So with that, that's a layer of motivation that would have somebody want to look for these types of people. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and start off with Houston. All right, and you'll put that in the search bar there. All right, first things first, what's great about this filter is that in the quick list choices, you can actually click on vacant, right? But instead of just doing vacant, this is vacant for everything. So whether it's a commercial building, condo, whatever it is, it's pulling this list for everybody. And right now you can see that we're at over 17,000. So what you'll do to get that down is I would go owner occupied, no. So that's somebody that doesn't live in the property, right? So now it's down to 12,000. Then we'll go to property characteristics. We'll go down here and click residential. Over here on property type, we'll go to single family. All right. And then from there, in my market, I like to do at least 3 beds, at least 2 bathrooms. In some other areas, it may work with a 3-1 or a 2-1. I typically like to stay within this because these homes are a lot easier to sell once you're done. So now that we're done with that, then we're going to go to ownership info. I'll put in that they've owned the home for at least 5 years. So you don't want something to where somebody just bought the house and it's vacant. They're probably remodeling it, or they're just in the process of marketing it. But you want somebody that has owned it for a little bit. It doesn't have to be 15, 20 years or so, but somebody that's owned the house for a little bit and it's probably causing us some issues, whether it's for the recent events that's happened over the last couple of years. Not saying it because I don't want this video to get flagged, or whatever the situation is. But for right now, the house is vacant. So also ownership type. I would say to make things easier, if you to do individual, it's easier because it's a lot easier to skip trace. Depending on what software you're using, Batch allows us to batch leads. That allows us to skip trace LLCs, but for the most part, it's easier to use this individual tab because it'll show people instead of corporations, right? So we have this information. Next, I'll go to the valuation of the property. Now, what's important about this is we don't want any property, right? We don't want $1 million properties, $2 million properties, because those are harder to wholesale, harder to sell if you're renovating because of the hold time. And, of course, time is money. So you don't want to hold on to something for 10 months or 8 months if you can get in and out in about, 4 to 5 months. You know what I mean? So with that, and that's if you're renovating. If you're wholesaling, you want to be in and out, and you want to have as many different buyers as possible, which is why in my market, I don't go over 400,000, right? So if it's 400,000 and below, then that's a good range for me. Sometimes I even go ahead and put 150,000 to 400,000, so that way I'm not getting really bad rundown houses and areas that don't have any type of development. Even though Houston as a whole does well, you want to make sure that you're getting houses that have some decent value to it. All right, now from there, you also want to make sure that you have some type of equity in there. And I'll put in at least 30% equity. Now, with that, it gives you options to do what you need to do with the property. You don't want to have, you don't want to start off at like 60, 70%. That would be great if it had that amount. But as you can see, we started off with so many before, but now we're down to 437 properties from that large list that we had before. So now as you narrow this down, this is how you actually find a vacant property with absentee owners that has a bunch of this other criteria in there. This narrows down your list and it allows you to focus on a more refined and motivated list. All right, if you enjoy the information I provided to you, go ahead and like this video and also subscribe and watch some other videos of mine because I do have a lot of information about this process. I also have a podcast and we also speak about a lot of different things when it comes to wholesaling, real estate, things of that nature. If you have any questions about this video, go ahead and put it in the comment section. And other than that, thank y'all so much, and I'll see you on the next one.